Hello everyone, Cherie Wayman here from Fanklemade. I've been working with the Arc tool in Silhouette Studio recently, and I thought it might be an opportune moment to show you how to create angles using the Arc tool in Silhouette Studio. Mainly to make triangles, but there are other shapes that you can use it for too. So let's get started. You can find the Arc tool located on the left hand side of your screen along this menu option here. And as soon as you select the menu option, it gives you another dropout and some other versions to use. The Arc tool is on the end. Click on that, and to start with, anywhere on the page, use your left mouse button, click on the screen, keep the mouse button down, drag away, release the mouse button, then move either to the right or to the left to create an arc. And as you progress through the arc, you will see the degrees for that arc indicated here. And this is 66, and the radius for the arc is 1.845 inches. When I stopped the arc, all I did was click and release the left-hand mouse button. And now we can move this around. In tool mode, when you have it selected, you will always see the grey lines for the radius and the angle. But when you select away, this is what is left on the page, the red arc. If you want to swivel the arc around, you select it again, and there's a green little handle here, and you can move it around. Yes, that's quite easy to do, but what I've had difficulty in doing is making it level. That doesn't look too bad, but in previous exercises I struggled with that. So I've come up with a solution to deal with that. Let's delete this one for a moment and start again. So this time I'm going to use the vertical grid lines on the page to draw the arc. So I'm going to click on the shift button on my keyboard, then click on my left mouse button, drag down the page, let go of the left mouse button, and for this one I'm going to do a 45-degree angle. Click on it, let go, then I can let go of the shift button as well. So first of all, to create the initial arc, I've made sure that one of the sides is vertical. With that, I can then go over to the right hand menus over here, click on the transform panel, and up here we have a rotate. We have custom rotate by however many degrees you want. And what I found is, for example, whatever the degrees are up here, you half them and put them into the custom selection here. So for 45 degrees, I want 22.5. And just click apply, and that will move it to the right and make it perpendicular. So if I place that on a grid line now, you'll see, you'll see that that is perpendicular. So that's the easy way to do it in my mind. Hopefully that will help you. But if I wanted to then make a triangle, there are lots of ways in Silhouette Studio to create triangles, but I'm again going to just use the polygon line creator here on the left hand side. Again, same area as the arc tool is. Click on that, and it has the same effect. You have to click onto the page, release the button, drag down, drag across, and click. So that's a triangle. What I want to do though is make one in this sort of form. So I'm just going to let go of that one for the moment, delete it, and try again. I'm going to go a little closer to the page and select the grid line area where the grid lines cross. Just simply going to go up 2 squares to the next cross area of the grid lines, click on that, back down, click on that, and there. I'm not sure that that is absolutely level, but I'm going to do a cheat way and just be sure, just take my knife with the shift button down, drag it across so that I've got a straight line at the bottom. Maybe that if I click on the triangle, come in a bit closer, I want these two grab areas here, the resizers for the triangle, and just centralize those to the grid line. So I'm using my my arrow keys to move it along the page till I get this central and this central, and that doesn't look bad. Just going to go in a bit closer, but it's not quite. So I'm going to click on the edit button and drag that over. I think that looks better. Click again, click out, click again. That looks better. May not be absolutely perfect, but it's not bad, and I'm just going to give it a bit of colour so we can see what we're doing. Now, this is the arc tool that I created with the 45-degree angle. So I'm going to revisit that and see how tall is it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 3/4 of those squares. So take that there, take that down to about there, just as a starting point, and present it to the arc. I'm sending to the back so we can see the arc in front. If we centralize those, what I want to do is have this triangle have this 45-degree angle. So one of the things, another little trick that I found is, I'm going to drag this over, is to make this a path, convert it to a path, because at the moment I don't know how wide that is. And I'm going to keep this as a tool, but I'm going to copy and paste it. So right hand click copy, right hand click paste, and then right hand click convert to path. And at this point you do have some dimensions on it, but again, still not how I want it. I want the dimensions this way. And again, what I found is if I, for example, draw a rectangle round, just select both of them and make a compound path, and simply just release the compound path, remove this, which I don't want anymore, and I now have my selectors in a horizontal manner matching the arc, and I can see that that arc is 1.494 inches wide. If I go back to the triangle, it's 1.950. So if I go up here to the width and change that to 1.494, bring the arc back in, the tool one, not the converted path. That should match now. What I am finding is that that doesn't look too bad. If I just drag this triangle down, so I'm just, oops, I'm doing both. That's no good. I don't want the arc. Let's put it so that the arc is showing, but the point is on a cross of a grid line there. So right, so I want this point on this line. Simply going to drag that down, select both the arc and the triangle and centralize again, and see how we've done. Looks like I've taken this triangle too low, so I'm just bringing it back up. I need to scroll out again and scroll back in. And how about that? We look like we've got the lines in the right place, matching the 45 degrees. So, for all intents and purposes, that's a 45-degree triangle matching the arc. And if I want it larger, obviously I shouldn't use the central handles here. I need to use the outer ones so that it increases in unison. It's not going to expand the angle as such. I'm going to copy and paste that just so I'm clear. If I expanded it by using the length one, you'll see that the angle has changed, so that's no good. So here it is. This is the finished product. It's using the arc tool for the purposes of making angles in your shapes. I'm sure with practice you'll probably do a lot better than I do, but if you use those little tricks of mine, they do help. Thank you for listening today. If you like these demonstrations and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on YouTube. Thank you for listening. Bye for now. Cherie Wayman at Fanklemade.